Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to my channel. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the cage system and how I do a little workout when I go through my cage chords. I like to practice finding my intervals at the same time. So I'm all about getting better at several different things all at once. So if you can, develop your chord skills and then also be able to find your intervals, not only is it going to help grow your chords and finding, finding different chords and being able to build different chords, it's also going to help you find your intervals for your soloing, which is really cool. It's going to help your improvisation. It's going to help you with your sight reading too. For example, if you see like a fifth on the stave, you're going to be able to find that fifth in several different ways. Yeah, it's just a really cool way of getting better at a couple of different things all at once instead of just getting better at chords, which is great too. But whenever I get better at chords and whenever I develop my chord knowledge, I'm always, in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, how can I solo with this? How can I pick out the intervals within the chords to find some cool, interesting arpeggio ideas or use them in a melodic context, right? And here's a cool way of doing it. Right, so let's just take the cage system for example, right? So, sorry, my guitar's dirty. Ugh. For those of you that know what the cage system is or are familiar with the cage system, totally skip ahead. For those of you that don't know about the cage system, essentially, if we look at our open chords, right? C major, I'm going to spell out the word cage. C major, A major, G major, E major, D major, right? So spell out the word cage in open chords. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to look at that. Every chord that looks like that is going to be a C major shape, okay? So just for example, if I want to play a C-shaped F major, right? I'm going to use this type of shape, but I'm going to start from my F root here, which is the 8th fret A string. And I'm borrowing here because I don't have my open strings, but I just played a C-shaped F major chord, right? Okay, now, so if I want to play, let's just say I want to play an E-shaped B major, right? So here's my E shape. Gonna find my B here. Again, I'm borrowing because I don't have the open strings, but it's that bar chord that we all know and love. So there is a E-shaped B major, right? You see what I mean? Because this part right here, these fingers look kind of like this. In fact, it's identical shape. It's just because of the bar that it looks any different. So just to show you one more of these. So an A major chord looks like that. If I play a A-shaped C major chord, it's going to kind of look like that, right? So I have the bar because this part looks like the open A major chord. Okay, so that's what I mean when I say you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt, because they don't always, when you get into more advanced chords, 7th chords, 9th chords, stuff like that, using the cage system, they don't always look like their open variants. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. But you can still use this to kind of guide you through. So essentially the cage system is a system for finding the same chord all over the neck. Okay, so you want to be, instead of just being like, if I say, hey, play me a C major chord, 99% of guitar players are going to go, well, that's not the only way to play a C major. Right, so I'm going to basically spell out the word caged using these different open chord shapes, right? So C shape, C major. That's the one we all know and love. I'm going to do an A shape C major because this looks like the open A. I'm going to do a G shape C major. I'm going to do an E shape C major, D shape C major, with my root being there on the B string. And it's back to a C shape C major, which is identical to this shape, just up an octave, so I'm borrowing here. Oh, sorry, that's a nice chord. Right, so C shape C major, A shape C major, G shape C major, and so on and so forth. Gonna go backwards here so you can just kind of get an idea of that. G shape, C major, A shape, C major, C shape, C major, D shape, C major, E shape, C major, G shape, C major, A shape, C major, C shape, C major. So I'm spelling cage. Okay, now this is really cool for finding your way around, really learning your chords inside and out. This is just one of the methods I use to kind of work on my chords. Another method I use is a triad exercise, which I'll go into in another lesson. It's a whole other thing. I'm just using major triad chords here. For those of you that don't know, triad is just a chord with 3 notes in it. Major triad, so the first, the third, and the fifth of the scale. Here's the C major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. I'm just using a 1, 3, 5. Right, so all I'm doing is playing C, E, G. All I'm doing is playing those 3 notes over and over and over again. But you're just going to hone on a different chord in each area, in each day of practice, and you can really get good at each chord type. So I might spend like a week or 2 weeks just doing major triads. This is like when I was learning, you know. I might spend a couple of weeks just really going over minor triads. I might spend a couple of weeks really going over major sevenths, dominant sevenths, whatever. So until you get every chord variant down in its caged system equivalent. Because it's just really going to help open up the fretboard for you. Now, how can this help you solo and find chords better and give you a good fretboard map? Now, what you're going to want to do is say your intervals as you go through these chords. Right, so this is a really good workout. So let's just look at this, the open C major chord. So this is my root, this is a C. 1, my major third, which is an E. Open G string is my 5, right? So whereas you might be used to playing 5 in the power chord shape, this allows you to kind of play it in a different context, in a different position, right? So if you're soloing and you want to highlight a 5th from that C, you can highlight it here, or you can highlight it here. There's a C right here, which is a root. Again, there's another cool way of playing an octave. I didn't realize that until later on in my playing. I always played octaves like this. You can totally do this. Right, so there's a different way of playing an octave. Open E on top is going to be my third again, right? So 1, 3, 5, 1, 3. And then I'm going to say it backwards. You want to say these out loud to really help your brain memorize them. And then I'm going to say it backwards. So 3, 1, 5, 3, 1. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the A shape. Now I can throw the G in there on the top as well. You can play it kind of like this. Or you can bar it to be lazy. If you want to get that high G in there, you can totally bar it like that. Right there, I'm just going to go 3, 5, 5, 5, 3. Okay, now I'm going to say my intervals. I'm going to go 1, 5, 1, octave, 1, 3, so it's an octave of my 3, 1, 5. Right, it's the octave of the 5th. So you can play 5s like this in your soloing, right? If I say, hey, we're going to jam in C major and you want to highlight your 5, well, you can highlight it like that, but just know, as long as you know your C major is there, you can highlight your 5 like that, just on the same fret, skipping those 3 strings. Okay, what you might want to do is go highlight your 1 and then highlight the the corresponding interval, and then go back through them that way. So for example, I mean going like 1, 5, 1 octave, 1, 3, 1, 5, 1, there's a 5 on top of there too, which is a G down there. There's a 3 here, 1, 3. I know it's not technically the chord shape, but 1, 3. It's just cool to know where you're at. Just know where you're at, guys. Know your area. Know where your intervals are at. It's gonna help you pinpoint these. 1, when you're trying to build chords, and 2, when you're soloing. So I'm gonna move on. G shape, C major. 1, 3, 1, 5. See, there's a different way of playing the 5th. It doesn't have to be like that. 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, right? Okay, now I've got my C here, which is my root again. So you can play octaves like this. Pretty cool. There is an extended way of playing this. I really hate the position. I don't have large hands, I have these tiny little hands, but right here I've got my root, C on top with my pinky. Right there I have the E, which is my third on the B string. I'm going to go 1, 3, 1, 5, 1 octave, 1, 3, 1, 1. Going to go backwards, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1 octave, 1, 5, 1, 3, 1, 1. Last one I'm going to do, E-shaped, E major chord. Sorry, E-shaped C major chord. I'm going to go 1, 5, 1 octave, 1, 3, 1, 5, octave of my fifth, 1, 1. And then I'm going to go through that backwards. And then I'm going to go up to the D shape. The same thing there. Just going to work my way through. So that's how to do it. So really cool workout. So when you're practicing your cage system, just get on and practice those intervals at the same time. You know, get good at two things at once. You know, I always say to my students, the best way to get really, really good quickly is be strategic about your practice time and get good at several different things at once, and just, you know, make your progress look like that instead of that, right? Right, so once you have major triads down, do the same thing with minor triads, right? Maybe go to your relative minor. So what's the relative minor of C major? Well, it's going to be A minor, so here's my A shape. A-shaped A minor shape. Then I might go to my G-shaped A minor shape, right? E-shaped A minor chord. D-shaped A minor chord. Again, so this kind of looks like your D minor open chord, right? But because we're playing it with the root here on the B string, becomes A minor. C-shaped A minor chord, right? Right, so do the same thing, go through, get those intervals down. This time you're dealing with root, flat, third and fifth. Once you get really good at that, go to major 7. Go to your major 7 variants, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, then do your minor 7, 1 flat, 3, 5, flat 7, dominant 7, 1, 3, 5, flat 7, right? Get really good at finding these intervals and get good at your chords at the same time. So that's what I practice pretty often. It's really helpful. I hope that helps you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please go like and subscribe. And if you want to do something for me, go to JackyVincentOfficial.com and subscribe to my mailing list, and I can, you know, I send lots of cool coupons to my store. There's lots of info you get. You always know when I'm releasing something new, so it keeps everyone in the loop. Really hope this helps some of you guitar nerds out there, and for those of you that are not guitar nerds, I hope that you stayed awake throughout this video, and congratulations if you made it this long. Much love guys, thank you so much. Peace out.